Okay, mic check. All right, we're gonna start. So, what we have here is a Team Associated little 24 scale crawler, and did one little modification there. I was working on a truck body for it, and that's why you see those little exhaust pipe hangers glued to the chassis. That's kind of what I want to talk about here because, yeah, we're modifying that car today because we're building another video so you can watch how this truck gets to grow up, but you're going to notice that it has a divorced setup. It allows for this pocket right here, this whole center section. You can put a nice little cockpit in there off of, like, it seems that square body GM series cars fit the best, and we'll show you that later, maybe like a little picture of what one looks like in a die-cast form sitting on this chassis. Yeah, we'll show you what that looks like, but it's anyway, it's reliable, it's good, it runs off a little 1-cell LiPo. Yeah. I think that's what kind of makes it interesting. It's not 2-cell. It has this combo ESC. It's been a reliable truck that the hobby shop's kind of used as like a little test mule for different things. And the only thing we've done is modify the body because we did put some bigger tires on it one time, which is what we're about to show you how to do that. So what we have here is some Imex Beadlocks, and they're very, 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 very squishy. So you'll notice that they are a beadlock, and this is something we carry like all the time. And they're going to be mounted on these gorgeous little star rims here. So it says it's for an SCX 24, but guess what? The hub is the same, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so what we're going to do is just start on getting this cut open. All we want here is the tires for the moment because they're taller, they're going to be a little goofier. We could put these on like right now and run it, but that's not the point, right? So we're going to take these dudes apart. All right, here's the blingy McSclingy. Look at that sound. Okay, comes with some screws, little machined, like little tiny dudes. So, all right, can we run this insert? Looks like nope, doesn't look like it. That's okay. We don't need it. There's no riding on either side, and it looks like it doesn't matter about direction. So just put them in. Maybe I should put the ring in first, huh? Let's try that. You're not gonna hurt it, you know, just try to do the best you can. Get that ring in. It's just gonna kind of sit on the inside right there. Man, oh man, excited. And then we just kind of feel for the ring, and you'll notice that the rubber will kind of sort of be in the way, but it's not. You just have to kind of work through it a little bit. Sometimes it's helpful just to sort of push it back a little bit so that way the rubber's not dragging on the inside of the ring. So far, we're getting there. I do the same thing on this. I kind of just stretch the tire sort of over it just to kind of get it started. I'm not trying to insert it into the ring just yet. Just sort of pulling it so it kind of just sort of falls into place. Okay. So now, if we can get that lined up into the ring, we should be ready to beadlock it. So, I've got, I think this is the right size, I hope. Ooh, it is, yay. Okay. Now we gotta make sure we don't lose any of these. Yeah, we'll put them in here. Silver background and like a cup. Man, look at that. Now you can see where they're at. Cool. I'm just gonna grab one. I think it'll fit. Hooray. Now I just sort of try to, if the holes are lined up, I just try to get it sort of halfway started a little bit by hand. And if it's not starting, then sometimes you got to push on the rubber just a little bit because you are trying to pinch that rubber down. If it feels like it started, then just do one on the opposite side. If you're using precision tip screwdrivers, yeah, this is a Traxxas one. I use their bit drivers on some stuff, but if you're using precision tip, it should just kind of stay in there. These aren't, I mean, there might be some magnet. There's a little bit on there, but most of the work is actually just being done by the sidewall. You really can't see it very well, I guess, can you? There we go. See the sidewall here? It matches perfectly, so therefore, when you put it on, it just kind of stays in a blurry state. It's weaving through time. All right. Yeah, it's not starting, so I'm going to push down on it just a little bit. There we go. And now we just finish up. There's no more magic. That's it. That's all the magic. So now, through the magic of television, we're going to fast forward through a bunch of this. Maybe or maybe not for the story mode. that's what you're watching. You're watching a full build, and you get a story to go along with it. So here, I wouldn't recommend using any sort of power tool or anything. I'm actually just doing this by hand with no handle installed. If you think you need a handle, fine. Just try not to over torque it. It's not the pressure of the rubber pushing on this is going to be kind of like it's Loctite. It'll put pressure on the thread. If you over torque it and you strip it, then a little glue can maybe fix that. These things aren't fast enough, I think, to worry about hardware rattling out. I'm sure it happens, but okay. What do you think about that? Versus the stockies. Okay. Alright, so we're going to do more of that. And just kind of keep continuing. I just kind of check the rubber as I'm doing this to make sure it's seating, and not pulling funny in one direction, or our lip is stuck. I was just kind of feeling, making sure it's even, that deflection. Sometimes you can tell if it's, if you're having problems, this has been a really easy transfer. Sometimes you're having problems, there's all these different companies out there on the internet and making parts for stuff, and sometimes they're copies of stuff. So if you've got, one of those questions, the internet's a good resource, but the guys that live, eat, and breathe it, the guys and gals that do this on a regular basis at your hobby shop, man, it's just the sheer amount of wealth of knowledge that's there is pretty crazy, because they see so many different situations and they live, eat, and breathe it. Oof, man, almost. It's like one, yeah, it's about a tire off on that side. Man, we got one left. That's it. Then we get to put them on, see what they look like. All that fun stuff. Yeah, obviously it'd be faster if I didn't have to take apart these, but I want these tall tires and just, sometimes tall tires are not better for crawling. Just depends on how much ground clearance you already have. That's, adding a taller tire is instant ground clearance, but it also increases your center of gravity, or the height rather, of your center of gravity. So you're crawling, you have weight up higher than where you would stay almost screwed to the ground at like a real steep angle if you had a lower CG versus high. And the next thing you know, something that's easy here now becomes really difficult because it's higher up, and so it falls over faster, or left or right. So yeah, weight down low. It's the whole magic, right? Magic formula. I don't know. That's what they tell me. The they is the rock crawling community. So, if I was doing this for a customer, then it would be like, normally I would show them how to do the first one and then watch them do the others. It's a lot of fun because you see them. That's the other cool thing. You can go to the internet all you want, but some hobby shops, like what we do, out of the 5 stores that we run in the Metroplex, it's all of them except for Plano. So, I would show a customer like how to do one and then watch them do the others and be like, all right, make sure they get too far off in the weeds or they mess up. Sometimes they mess up and they get, a little over aggressive and they strip a screw or something. And then instead of spending labor with us to fix their problem, we also show them like how to do it and say, hey, for that same 1 hour of labor, you can get started on some like precision tip hardware to make your life easier here. Less likely to strip stuff. Almost there. Just gotta twist it a little bit more. Alright, so same thing. Sometimes I just kind of, after stretching it around, I just kind of check that little pillow effect. The rubber is, you can tell it's already sort of captured based on the weight. And that way I'm pretty confident when I start to seat those down, having them all lined up. The tires from Imex, which is obviously, not a heavily publicized car, right? Like the Imex 24 scale crawlers. They have so many like cool little neat, inexpensive accessories that we carry. And their tires are kind of fun. They're like really, like, this is, like, I don't know if y'all know this, but once you crank down on this, it actually kind of holds air a little bit. Look, isn't that crazy? Oh my God. All right, let's put them on. You'll notice that geometry is really nice on it. Hardware is really nice. Now, you see this. Now, let's look at this. Oddly enough, the body posts line up exactly almost, I think, with this. I don't know why. Because this is not actually offered on anything that we have in the store. It's just a body that Imex has. We're just gonna, we're no longer messing around. Getting close. See, look at that. That looks adorable. We'll get the fenders trimmed up a little bit.